dismissed every accomplishment I've made. You've talked about my father. Well, you call me an entitled millennial, I call you a carny succubus, because the dirty secret about you, the dirty secret is you need this generation more than it needs you.
What up, y'all? It's KME, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast. Brother, we are talking about NXT, October 14th, 2025. Bacon Booker on commentary. We are trying to build, not trying, we are building to Halloween Havoc, which is next Saturday in Prescott, Arizona, down the road from me. So we started off hot with Ricky Saints, our NXT champion, and I believe a pre-taped Trick Willie on the Titantron and whatnot, which I thought was silly because Ricky is literally giving him a title shot at Halloween Havoc. And Trick is talking, and he's like, no, do it on my time. And I was like, I believe this was pre-taped because, you know, I think he meant like on my time, meaning we're going to wrestle at Halloween Havoc. Even though that's what Ricky basically set up everything for. But of course, Trick attacks Ricky later on, and then Ricky's trying to go after him, and Ava's like, hey, next week, you two are going to sign a contract for that match at Halloween Havoc. And I was like, ooh, baby, Ricky Saints versus Trick Williams. That's a main event right there. That's a main event right there. That's a main event right there. Gotta go shake your hair. And this matchup next, Josh Briggs versus Matt Cardona. I gotta say, I watched his Unreal episode talking about him being on the indies and everything and hustling and how much money he pays to, you know, make these moments last and everything with his action figures. And, you know, I just gotta say the hustle of this man, ever since he lost lost his contract with WWE and he left, I really feel like he went and tried to find himself, you know, and he became the king of the indies, death matches and stuff like that. Like, you got to watch that Unreal episode by Matt Cardona. It's really good. I mean, what he says, I spent a lot of money to do this. I'm doing this. I'm just constantly hustling. And, bro, like, one of the comments he mentions is just like, bro, you're just doing this to be relevant or, you know, be always like, well, fucking duh. I'm hustling out here. I'm trying to be, you know, and I applaud the man. And seeing him here in NXT wrestling a match, it was pretty freaking sweet, hoping that one day the door will open for him to be in WWE again. But Matt Cardona, my hat's off to you. Even though Josh Briggs won this match, Matt Cardona even tweeted, like, I may have lost, but this was a big win. And I was like, damn right, Matt. Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Lexis King. This match was okay. Dr. Wagner Jr. gets the win. He's about to cut a little promo afterwards because Ethan Page is out there. You know, these two are going to tussle. They're going to fight at Halloween Havoc. I feel like that's in the Day of the Dead match. I don't know what a Day of the Dead match is, but we'll see. You know, it's kind of like an Australian street fight. Wasn't really anything Australian about it. Just, they had cricket, right? They used it like in one spot, and they had a stop sign they used for quite a bit. I don't know how, you know. But yeah, so we're getting down to Ethan Page and Dr. Wagner Jr. in a Day of the Dead match. Then we have Zarya versus my girl, Blake Monroe. Beautiful Blake. Her intro is amazing. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, just with the, you know, I want to walk into work like that. I'm like, I want to put a little mirror thing here and whatnot, and I'm gonna walk in and be like, ooh, it's me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Blake Monroe gets the win over Zarya. You know, Blake stabbed her with something in the face or throat. Soul was out there trying to help, but nope, that wasn't the case. Blake Monroe got the win. Then we have the Hank and Tank versus the Culling versus Chase U. I will say this was my match of the night. I really enjoyed this until we went out the mud. OTM is back. And I was like, I'm not a big OTM guy. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with them. Yeah, but this was a really good tag team match until that happened. Nobody won because OTM came out and wrecked everybody. Then, of course, we had that Ava Ricky telling about the contract. Then we get into a women's battle royale. Who will be the number one contender to face JC Jane at Halloween Havoc for the women's championship? Who? Not this person I expected. But during this match, one of my favorite things is Zarya, to show her friendship, her loyalty to Soul. She eliminates herself because Blake Monroe comes in and attacks Soul on the outside, which I was surprised Soul wasn't in this match. Or was she in this match? I don't know. I'm not big on a battle royale. Battle royale can either go two ways. It can be really, really good or just not really. So she sacrifices herself. She goes out there, saves Soul. I thought that was interesting. And Laney is part of the Fatal Influence now, which is pretty cool too. But yeah, Tatum Paxley won this. I was like, and Lyra came out to celebrate, and I was like, Tatum Paxley? She's gonna face JC Jane? Tatum Paxley. Okay. I like Tatum Paxley. That's the thing. I do really like her, but I don't see her on a main event level. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm just saying, like, okay, we'll see how it goes. But I think Laney joining Fatal Influence is a really good idea. I like that. Yeah. What do you think of Tatum Paxley taking on JC? But that was NXT. I give it a solid 3 out of 5. I will say my moment of the night is Matt Cardona. It's not the match of the night, but Matt Cardona coming out there, the pop, the love, and everything like that. It was just awesome, man. Match of the night was Hank and Tank versus the Culling versus Chase U until OTM had to ruin everything. And yeah, that was NXT, October 14th, 2025. Vic Booker on commentary. That's it. That's all. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Share it to grandma. Share it to grandma. Share it with the bum down on Walmart. I am KMB the Sexy Ninja. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life.
230 pounds, the Complete